Okay, this is my video on how to change the ignition switch on a 1974 Volkswagen Super Beetle. First, you got to take this cover off. There's four little plastic clips that hold it on each corner here. So you pry those up, and then you have to turn this thing 90 degrees, and it slips out because it's got this little keyway in there. Then you reach in here with the socket, and you undo your bolt that holds on your steering wheel. And then this should just wiggle right off. If not, you've got to use a steering wheel puller. So wiggle this off. Okay, now there's four screws that hold in your turn signal and wiper switch, and you remove these four screws. I loosened them up before the video. So remove these four. 3, 4. Okay, and then you got to wiggle this assembly out of here. Oh, on the back side, before you wiggle this assembly out, you have to disconnect these wire plugs down here. They just pull back, from here down. You just pull them out. And this is for the ignition switch, and this is for the well, these two are for the turn signals and the wipers. So you pull these after you take these four screws out, and then this thing wiggles out. And there's also down here for the washer, there's two rubber hoses, but on my car they were broken because this had been taken out before. So these two are for your washer fluid, and then all this stuff down here is for your turn signals and your windshield washers. And then all this is your horn. This is for your horn. Okay, now to get the ignition lock out, you've got to take out these two screws. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. Okay, after the two screws are out, this plate comes off. It holds the ignition lock in place. And then you grab this guy. You know what? I think you have to have a key in here to do this, because there's a pin that comes out and holds your steering wheel lock in place. So you turn the key, and it drops that pin backwards until it lets go of the column, and then you just wiggle it out. Sometimes it might be stuck if it's been in there a long time, so wiggle and this thing will slide out. And here is your ignition lock, and your ignition switch is up here. And to take out the ignition switch, there's a set screw right here, and then you got to use a little screwdriver. So I'm using this little screwdriver here. Okay, take the screw out all the way. Don't lose it. Okay, now the screw's out. This should pull out. There's your ignition switch. Okay, now my new ignition switch is around here somewhere. Okay, here's my new ignition switch. I'm going to put that in. And there's little tabs here. This one's big, and this one's small, and they go into here, the big hole, so make sure it's going the right way, and also that your key is turned the right direction to fit into this slot here. So now this slips in. And don't force it in, it should just drop right in if you have everything lined up. Help if I had two hands. It should be a lot faster in this if you're doing it with two hands. Okay, it took two hands, but there it is. It's in. Now replace the set screw. Now that I lost it. Oh, found it. Still wrestling with this screw. Then to put everything back together, just, you know, reverse your steps. Okay, when the set screw's in, ignition switch is on, slide everything back in here. So slide it back in there, and then hook up the wires, or well, then slide in your turn signal assembly, and then plug in the wires, replace the plate, put in the turn signal assembly, put on your steering wheel, jam nut, horn cover, and you're done. Hope that was some help. This video was running longer than I was hoping it would be, so I'm not going to film me put it back together, but you got the idea. And I had troubles with it, so I referred to my Volkswagen owner's manual. And then I also found a video on YouTube, but it wasn't really cutting it for me, so I figured I would try to help and make a better video. Alright, have a good day. Hope this helped.